of today. Wait till y'all see what I have prepared for y'all. Look, that's why I'm glad I'll keep wearing my hat because you over here with this stellar stuff.
What's good on it?
Hold on.
Well, it is Super Bowl Sunday, so hold on. Well, Super Bowl, so hold on.
You said what?
It's Super Bowl week, so hold on.
He gonna go put his eliminated team hat on.
Keep in mind, defending champion team.
Until Sunday night.
Exactly.
Oh wait, we won our division too. So
No, 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 no,
Super
no. But
Bowl.
see, we hung a banner at the end of this. Not just, oh well,
yeah,
we won our division. No, 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 no.
y'all hung a
No, no, no.
banner for winning y'all's division this year.
We got the banner for winning the Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Oh,
And
was that
we
this
put
year? Because I
yeah,
didn't see
it
y'all in the
was.
Super Bowl
In
this year.
February. You don't remember that?
Oh, I mean, I think it's 2026, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
y'all will
yeah.
make it there.
I'm pretty sure we played on February 5th of last year. So, we're
Oh,
still defending champs until this Sunday.
oh,
But
okay, that makes
enough of
sense.
that. Let's go ahead and get started. Every game, every era, every fan. You're listening to Squad Sportcast, four brothers, one mic, all sports. We like to thank you all for your likes, your views, and your subscriptions to help make our last episode a immense success. As far as the Crash King, I had to get everybody together. He had to have an emergency committee meeting, and we had a vote, and it was unanimous. Unfortunately, our winner is not here. It is definitely Sir Marv for his take on the Golden State Warriors possibly acquiring Giannis and Thanasis. So it's just like to throw that out there. Congratulations, Sir Marv. Couldn't do it without you. And keep in mind, they bought that house for a reason because they about to be in the city near you. Uh, Make sure that you like, share, subscribe so that you can get the notifications of when we're going live. Of course, when we have new content dropping, we're dropping reels just about throughout the week. We have posts. We have polls that are going through, of course, for the Crash King. Make sure that you are definitely putting it in the channel for who is going to be the Crash King for this episode. We will make those results this upcoming Tuesday on the next episode. With that being said, let's get into it. Y'all already know the Super Bowl is among us. As this week they're making the final preparations for Super Bowl 60. Of course, you already know big yawn fest, of course. It is going to be the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. All right. Now to just set the stage, Seahawks, of course, finishing 14-3. They took the NFC by beating their division rivals, the Rams. They won the rubber match. Right now, they're favored at about 4.5 as of this time from DraftKings. Of course, if you're seeing this, even after the fact, it's definitely going to change. It'll probably somewhere be around 2.5 by the time the Super Bowl comes out. 2.5, 1.5, probably around that number. Meanwhile, the Patriots, 14-3, made a huge run to the AFC, bolstering a great defense, coming in underdogs on every game. But don't let that fool you. Coach Rabel is embracing that mentality, and they got playmakers that's been popping up. One knock, of course, and we've been talking about it, is the actual statistics and the gameplay making ability of Drake May. Uh, Famously, for his last game, winning the game and only having 86 yards passing. So let's go ahead and get it out there. Who you got in the Super Bowl, and what do you think the score is going to be? Mike, we're going to go ahead and lead it off with you.
So, I think this is an interesting matchup. It's obviously a repeat of a previous Super Bowl, right? Kind of comes to mind. Go for the run on the 1 yard line versus throwing a quick slant. Even in Madden, you would do that, but I digress. Especially when you have Marshawn Lynch in the background. Anyway, I don't want to go back down memory lane in that capacity. What I will say is that the Patriots have had the easiest path to the Super Bowl of any team that I have seen in the history of my life. It is wild that even in the playoffs, the path even got easier. They went against a Chargers team with no tackles. They went against a uh, Texans team with no receivers. They went against a Broncos team with no quarterback. Next thing you know, I think they're going to go against the Seahawks with no coach. It's the only logical explanation because there's clearly no other way that all the obstacles should just be removed and make it this easy for this team. Then they also had an easy schedule because the previous year they only won 4 games. So that being said, um, part of me wants to do what I did when I was rooting for in the college football game against Ole Miss and be like, hey, I'm rooting for Ole Miss, even though I really actually didn't want Ole Miss to win, right? Um, so in this capacity, I can say I'm rooting for the Patriots, but it would not be true because I am not actually rooting for the Patriots. Um, I'm actually not rooting for either team. I think they should just forfeit the Super Bowl and give the title to the Rams. Is what I actually think should happen because they're the much better team and they're the best team all season. And I got to know that they got eliminated. That being said, I think it's going to be a game determined by about 10 points. I think it's going to come down to turnovers. I trust the Patriots defense has actually been fantastic this playoffs, but I do trust the Seahawks defense more. I also think that the Seahawks are more explosive on offense. I think it's going to be difficult to rely on Drake May. Not that Drake May's been bad. Drake May's an MVP candidate this season, but I think it's going to be a matter of matchups and also a matter of uh, stars. And I think that the Seahawks just have the stars aligning. As long as Sam Darnold doesn't see ghosts, there's no Casper in the lights, then I do think that the Seahawks win this game, and I think they win it by double digits. If Sam Darnold out of nowhere gets blinded by the light and starts seeing all these ghosts, then the Patriots win by 20. So it's a kind of a toss-up game. But if you ask me, again, I just think this should be a forfeit, and you should just crown the refs as the champion. I think Bad Bunny is actually the champion. So that's what I'm gonna go with as my answer. Otherwise, though, I'm gonna pass it to y'all.
Golly, you got me tongue tied out here because I forgot that Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl, and there's so many better picks. But I do believe he's a good pick considering he's an internationally known artist. He might actually perform very well. But enough on that. Jordan, it's your Sean time, my dog. Fellow Eagles fan, you already know. I gotta hear your case out here. Who you got, man?
All right, so like my fellow brother Mike said, Patriots have had a cakewalk. I mean, they had no tackles, they had the elements on their side, they had a backup quarterback, they had the snow. You pretty much had every single thing going your way if you're the New England Patriots. But to still give them some credit, to give them some bail money, they have a great defense. I mean, Christian Gonzalez is in that backfield wreaking havoc. You have Drake May just not causing a lot of trouble, but still getting low QBR ratings. You have Stephon Diggs. He's doing his thing being the receiver, but also being the baby daddy. But we'll leave that alone. We got the running back duo of Travion Henderson, who is probably a I'm not sure he was going to be rookie of the year offensively, but he's definitely in the running. And you have Ramondre Stevenson, who's a goal line savant. Get him at the 1 yard line, you'll get a touchdown. Seattle, remember that. 1 yard line, run. Do not pass. Run. Matter of fact, take the quarterback out the whole game. Just have a running back. Do a wildcat if you must, but run. Anyway, after all of that, you know, part of me hopes to God that it's not a blowout by Seattle because they have the better team slightly. And I would be remiss if I voted for New England as the winner. But I had to go with my head and not my heart in this one. Um, I know Kendrick won the Grammy, but I think Drake is going to win the Super Bowl. Drake May, that is. Uh, I think they're going to surprise Seattle. It might be lower scoring than usual. I would say 20, we'll say 2019. Actually, no, I'll do even one better. 23-21. I'll do 23-21 New England because I just think they'll do what's necessary to not mess it up, and Seattle will get a bit too greedy and mess it up. And I personally think that based off of everything out of Stephon Diggs and Travion Henderson might win Super Bowl MVP. That could be a hot take. You could book it. I could be totally wrong. I don't care. I've been wrong many times before. So let's do that. Patriots 23-21. Travion Henderson, Super Bowl MVP.
All right. You said Patriots 21, Seattle 23.
No, Patriots 23-21.
Patriots win.
Yep.
And Mike, what did you have? I don't think you said a number.
I have Bad Bunny winning another Grammy as a result of the Super Bowl as the final score. I have, I have. They can't tie in the Super Bowl, right? That's not a thing.
Unfortunately,
No,
no.
it's play till you win.
Okay, so I got a tie in the Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness.
um, that's the only logical way to end this season. It's been such a zany, wacky season that you might as well end the Super Bowl in a tie and forfeit both of them. And I got the Rams winning 27-0.
What? Listen. You gotta choose somebody to win. Somebody gotta win.
uh, does somebody have to win?
Yes, actually,
Yes.
somebody does have to win.
Somebody
Postseason
does.
It's
rules
like,
are somebody gotta win.
you checked the rule sheet lately? Is this a fact? Somebody has to win.
Somebody has to win.
Um. Uh. I'm gonna go Seattle winning, and I'm gonna go. Uh. I'm gonna go. What number am I gonna go? 24-16.
All right. Thank God. All right. Now,
Oh, did
let
I
me
tell
go
you that
ahead.
the Rams was gonna win?
No, we don't care. We don't care. All right. So here's my take on it. As I go around and I talk about this matchup, as we've all made mention, it's a rematch of a prior Super Bowl in which everybody knew that the Patriots was going to win that last one. But we had faith in the Legion of Boom because they made it back. They were supposed to go back to back because the Legion of Boom was just that good. And to be fair, their defense did just enough to essentially the point that they were supposed to win back to back. Like Mike said, we get down to the one, all they had to do was hand the ball off. I've said this and I've stood on this hill plenty of times, and I'll stand on it one more time just for good faith. If you're on the 1 yard line, and you run 4 times and you don't get it, I understand the fact of you not winning the Super Bowl because you just lost. Everybody understands you're at the 1 yard line. You have Marshawn Lynch, one of the best quarterbacks of that year, in the backfield. If you hand that off 4 times and you don't get it, it is what it is. So to throw a pass on second down is egregious work. It's why you ended up losing that. Um, moving on to today. No, I think I said running back. I hope I did. If not, running back. Um, but yeah, moving on to today's game. I mean Sunday's game. It's going to be very important for the Seattle Seahawks not to lose mentality of this game. It is really their game to lose. Seattle's the more complete team. Even though we have questions at quarterback, we have questions with both quarterbacks, though. But Sam Darnold has been a tiny bit more reliable. Like Mike also said, as long as this man has an allergy to ghost, we're going to have a good time, and Seattle's going to win another Super Bowl. But if Sam Darnold starts seeing ghosts and starts being allergic to throwing JSN the ball and being good, we're going to see the Patriots win the 7th Super Bowl. And it's going to suck. For me, I want Seattle to win, but I have this real strange feeling that the Pats are going to win this game. Because just like the last time they played, the Pats had no business in that Super Bowl. And yet they won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to put something slightly disrespectful up here because I've been saying it all week. So I got to stand on business. So to all my people on work, when y'all see me on Sunday, understand I went up here and I spoke my truth. I got Seattle 34, Patriots 24. I think the game gets decided no more by 10. So I'm going to put some respect on the Patriots, but I think Seattle's just going to have more firepower. So give me Seattle 34, Patriots 24. But like I said, I'm going to put it out here as well. I got this real bad feeling that the Patriots might end up winning this game because Patriots don't belong here, and yet they're no strangers to not being there and winning a Super Bowl. So with that being said, whether you believe Seattle will roll or you think the Patriots are about to shock the world, let us know, chat. We want to hear your picks. Make sure you comment down there. Let us know who you think is going to win. Just go ahead and send those picks in, your MVP for the Super Bowl, and let's hear those bold predictions in the comments below. For the live chat, let us hear it in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Who do you think gonna win it? If you think Mike got it, if you think I got it, you think Jordan got it, you got to let us know in the chat. All right. We are moving on. Speaking of Super Bowl, y'all know what time it is. I have a blind ranker for you guys. I got 8 Super Bowl performances by quarterbacks. We talk about quarterback play a lot. I have 8 quarterback performances over 2,000. So keep that in mind. So all of these quarterbacks you're going to hear is from 2,000 and above. All right. Mike and Jordan, y'all job is to rank these quarterbacks. Of course, as always, you got to agree. So we got to see how this goes. All right. I got 8 of them for you. Make sure you rank them right. Number 1 on this list, the reigning defending Super Bowl champion and the MVP, Jalen Hurts, in his passing debut, he finished with 221 passing yards, two passing touchdowns, along with a rushing touchdown and a 40-22 BTA victory against the Chiefs. Where you rank it?
How many do we have? You said 8?
8 of them.
Was this time out? The game that you're talking about is the game where they won the Super Bowl, or is this the one where they lost in the Super Bowl?
The one we just won.
Oh, I wouldn't. The top 8, you said?
Yep.
6. He was much more impressive the game that you guys lost versus the game that you guys won.
I was going to say 7, but now I'll agree 6. I'll go 6.
All right. 6 it is. All right. Next on the list, Patrick Mahomes. The Super Bowl beforehand, the 2023 season, he passed for 333 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the Chiefs to a 25-22 overtime win against the 49ers.
Sorry, read me those stats again.
333 yards for 2 touchdowns.
333 yards and 2 touchdowns?
With that defense the 49ers had, I will give you...
This is Patrick Mahomes, right?
4.
Yep.
I'll put that as 4.
4 works for me. I was gonna say 4 too.
All right. Next on the list, Joe Flacco, 2012 season. He goes 22 of 33 for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns, also earning the Super Bowl MVP, beating, you guessed it, the 49ers.
Wait, who? Who did this?
Joe Flacco.
49ers. This was 2013.
Oh,
I'll
his
put that
run
as number
during that
5.
playoffs was immaculate.
I'll put that as number 5 only because Jacoby Jones had a kick return for a touchdown. The defense did a little bit, but also there was that that lights issue that kind of messed everything up. Because the Ravens started playing good. Wait, no, the 49ers started playing good. 3 or 5, Mike.
Flacco stats again.
22 of 33, 287, and 3 touchdowns.
And he did it against the Niners that year. The defense was really stout that year, but Joe Flacco did have a heck of a run that year. I'm gonna go 5.
All right, 5 it is. Keep in mind, you got the top 3 left.
Wait. That's all we got left?
No. You got 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, 5
7,
more.
and 8.
Oh, okay.
All right, next on the list, Aaron Rodgers, 2010 season against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why we gotta bring this up? I thought we're talking about really old stuff right now.
Look, I randomized this. This is all random. Don't look at me. Look at whoever randomized this list. Rodgers threw for 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the Packers 31-25 victory over the Steelers.
3.
3 is fine. To be honest, we should have lost that game 31 to like 8. They were destroying us, and we just had some garbage yards at the end. That's the only reason it was close. I watched that game live, not like in the Super Bowl, but like I was at the bar, and the whole time I was like just drinking more and more beer because we was looking very, very bad.
All right. You said 3. I got you for 3. All right. Next on the list, Drew Brees' 2009 season. He went 32 of 39 for 288 and 2 touchdowns, leading the Saints to victory against the Colts in a 31-17 win.
Go to your room.
I'll say 7. He wasn't dominant that game. I remember the defense being stout. I remember it was just obvious that the Saints were going to win that game. Hurricane Katrina had just happened. It was like an emotional game. I'll say that's a 7.
Yeah, 7. Because I remember the Colts got picked 6th.
All right. Next on the list, Kurt Warner, 2000 season. Warner threw for 414 yards, 2 touchdowns as the Rams won in a 23-16 victory over the Tennessee Titans.
I'm gonna give that a number 1. That was one of the most memorable Super Bowls I ever saw. For me, because the Titans had a chance at the last minute to win that game, and they missed it by 1 yard.
2.
2 was it 2 yards? It was about 2 yards.
No, I'm putting that. I want that number 2.
You want that number 2 over number 1. I don't know what performance is going to beat that performance. We said last 15 years.
Nah, it says 2000.
To 2000.
2000, so I was over 26 years. Nah, he was on.
You know what?
Like that was Greatest Show on Turf type
Part
time,
of Greatest
right?
Show on Turf. Okay, we'll leave that one.
I just don't know what's going to beat that, to be honest. Like that won the Super Bowl. These are all winners of the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, these are all winners of the Super Bowl.
Okay, this is 99, so yeah, we'll leave
like
that.
if we were talking about people that lost the Super Bowl again, Jalen Hurts' season when they lost in the Super Bowl against Mahomes, he was fantastic in the Super Bowl. He would have still won Super Bowl MVP to me, even though they lost the game. He was amazing. And then we think of like since 2000. Well, I'm clearly not going to talk about Trent Dilfer. That was a terrible team. You'd have to talk about a running back or something like that, and this is the only quarterback edition. We talk about 2000.
You got Tom Brady, 2017. That would have been a better performance. He had 505 yards, and I think 3 touchdowns.
Who did he play?
The Philly.
Oh yeah, but y'all were terrible that year on defense.
Still won.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put Brady's performance over Kurt Warner's. Kurt Warner's performance that year was more memorable to me.
All right.
What you think? What you think, Jordan? We good with one?
Yeah, I'm good with one.
One is good. Look at us using our one early because you really trying to hold back and put Trent Dilfer up there. I know you.
Well, Trent Dilfer can't be on this list because it's 2000 and up.
Whatever. Out of nowhere, you'd have been like Trent Dilfer. I'm like, what? No.
All right. Well, the last two I got is one of them. I got the GOAT, Tom Brady. However, in the 2003 season, Brady goes 32 of 48, 354 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick as the Patriots beat the Panthers 32-29.
That can be two. He was cooking that game. I remember that. He wasn't better than Kurt Warner's performance, but he was cooking that game.
You said the
As long as
Panthers.
we ain't talking Brady when he played the Rams that year and the score was 9-3, then we're good.
It wasn't 9 to
Or
3. It was like
12
10
was it 12-3? It was
13-3.
whatever. Same crap. It was a crap of a game. It was the worst game I ever saw in my life.
Worst Super Bowl. I can agree with that. So
Might
number
be
2?
might be as bad as this Patriots Seahawks one, but you know. 2 was good for me.
All right, Jordan says 2 is good. All right, well then, chat, here we go. We got at number 1, you got the Kurt Warner 2000 season. Number 2, Tom Brady 2003 season. Respectable. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers 2010 season. Number 4, Pat Mahomes 2023 season. Number 5, Joe Flacco in the 2012 season. Number 6, Jalen Hurts in his last year's performance. Number 7, Drew Brees in the 2009 season. And your number 8 quarterback is Eli Manning in the 2007 season. Manning goes 19 of 34 for 255 and 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown pass to Plexico Burress, in which they beat the undefeated Patriots 17-14.
That was a memorable game, but his stats weren't memorable.
Yeah, the feat was memorable, but
right.
the stats were
Where Eli Manning is, they were like, oh, pretty average. So I feel like we cooked on that one. Much better than before.
yes.
Hey, well, you got one more to go with. Because I have a keep 3, cut 5 elite quarterback
Oh Lord.
edition.
Yeah, ladies,
totally.
yes. Eli went number 8. I'm sorry.
It's not. It's current quarterbacks with this list.
Keep 3,
So
cut 5 current quarterback.
Keep 3,
What?
cut 5 elite quarterbacks. So this means
elite.
the 3 quarterbacks you keep have to be elite.
Good Lord.
All 8 of these
I'm about to
have been
eliminate everybody. All right.
all of them have been considered elite at one point in time. So keep in mind, we are looking at full body of work. All right. So full body of work,
including the playoffs.
Yes, including the playoffs. Okay. So you do have to keep that in mind. So this is not just limited to 1 year. This is limited to their entire body of work.
Okay.
All right. Number 1 on this list.
Cut. No, I'm saying.
Yo.
I'm laughing because it's gonna be true because Mike already said it. Josh Allen.
Cut.
Oh gosh.
I already told you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
I
go
respect that he's an elite talent, but I don't think that he's an elite player.
I'm gonna have to go cut. And I know we're gonna get cut in the comments, so just
It's what
All
it
right.
is.
just
Call
let
a
it be.
spade.
Let it be.
Hey, Josh Allen out of here. Write that man's name in the death note for his elite status. Next on the list, Lamar Jackson.
I think the difficulty is that by immediately cutting Josh Allen, I have to then question if I'm cutting Lamar Jackson. The
I'm
question
not
is,
cutting
because
Lamar
we're talking
Jackson.
about
I
right
don't
now
care what happens.
quarterbacks, there's only a few other options that he would have to say that would be better than Lamar Jackson from an elite status. He
It
would
does
have to
not
say,
matter. I
he'd
am
have to
not cutting
say
Lamar
Matt
Jackson.
Stafford, who I think is better. He'd have to say Patrick Mahomes, who I think is better.
I'm not cutting Lamar Jackson.
Other than that, I don't have another quarterback that's going to be better than Lamar Jackson as a 2-time MVP. Now in the playoffs, has he choked? Absolutely. But he's
Nah.
also balled out in the playoffs, and been let down. Which Josh Allen, for the record, in some games has also balled out and been let down, but he also has come up short like way more times than he should have. Whereas Lamar Jackson didn't really have as much around him, I would say. And he won the MVP twice, and he should have won the MVP 3 times, to be honest with you. So for me, I'm going to say keep Lamar Jackson, as controversial as it may be.
Thank you.
All right, so we're keeping Lamar Jackson. Next on the list, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Keep.
We're talking, is Aaron Rodgers an elite quarterback now?
You talking
Or
about
is
now or all
Aaron
time?
Rodgers elite for his career?
Are we talking about now or all time?
Full body of work.
If it's
Keep.
full body of work, I'm keeping
Keep.
Aaron Rodgers.
Keep, bro.
The
If it's full
double
body of
keep
work,
is
I'm keeping Aaron Rodgers.
crazy. Y'all are gonna hate the next name on this list then. Keep in mind, you only got one keep left. Next name on the list, Matthew Stafford.
Cut.
Okay, I'm going for Patrick Mahomes. We said full body of work. This man had an 0-16 season. He had a 1-15 season. He was terrible with the Lions. Well, he was good with the Lions, but the team was terrible. He's won 1 Super Bowl.
Speaking of terrible teams, I gotta give some news. Just found this out from the Cleveland Browns. The defensive player of the year, no question for real, Myles Garrett.
I think that was an obvious one. Turn the light
Yeah.
on.
But still,
Lamp instead, he's back shining right into the.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, that's cool. Next on the list, we have Justin Herbert.
cut.
Cut.
What? What?
All right, send
Cut.
these vans out of here.
Super Death Note. Shadow Realm.
Next
Hold
on
it.
the list, Joe Burrow.
Cut. If I'm cutting
Ah,
Josh Allen, I'm cutting Joe Burrow. Josh Allen's more of a quote unquote elite
yeah,
talent than Joe
I
Burrow.
gotta cut. I gotta cut Cool Joe. I hate the fact I gotta cut Cool Joe, but
I don't
he's
hate it.
turnover prone too.
Cut.
He's turnover.
Double cut, triple cut, quadruple cut.
You're
Same as
saying that
Eddie.
because he's an AFC North rival. That's the only reason
Nope.
you're saying it.
I'm triple and quadruple cutting him because he can't last the season. He's only been injured
It's
almost
not
every
his
season he's been
fault.
in the
It's the
league.
O-line's fault.
Okay. I'm sorry. If you get injured every season,
He's still cutting. He's still
every
cutting,
season,
getting cut regardless, but
yeah,
it's
he's
the
getting
O-line's
cut, but it's
fault.
like his knees keep getting cut. He's cut.
His receivers on Nightcap Live, his receivers said that today, that it's his O-line's fault that he keeps on getting
Listen,
injured.
you know why it's the O-line's fault? Because the receivers took $40 million this season. Either
But
way,
it's because the Bengals are cheap. They don't
cut
pay anybody.
Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah, they paid Hendrickson from
Like I
the
said, they
Bengals.
are the Mr. Krabs of the NFL. They don't pay anybody.
They paid their offense.
Right. They paid Hendrickson. They paid Jamar
They
Chase, and
pay
they paid
Joe
T.
Burrow,
Higgins.
they pay
And they paid Joe Burrow.
Chase, and they pay T. Higgins.
I can't
And
give you
maybe
that
Trey
one.
Hendrickson, but they don't pay their guys.
They
That's
paid the
why they
wrong
don't
people.
get the talent that they need.
Nah, they paid the wrong people, but they ain't been under the salary cap. Let's call it spade a spade.
And just keep in
All right.
mind, folks, this is a whole body of work. This is not just a comment on their entire season. Because if that's the case, then Rodgers would have been cut, unfortunately, even though I like him.
Nah, well, if it was just this season, he would have been cut straight up.
Yes. So this is a
All
whole
right.
body of work.
Next on the list, Jalen Hurts.
Cut.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm keeping.
Of course,
Unbiased, I'm keeping.
I'm gonna revoke your bias and cut Jalen Hurts because I'm not putting him over Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think he's
List.
more. If we're going to elite status, I don't think Jalen Hurts is a better player than Josh Allen. I
Who
don't
said
think
Patrick
Jalen Hurts
Mahomes
is a
was even on
better
the
player than
list?
Joe
You
Burrow.
don't even know if he's on the list right now.
I know that this much. The list can't be that big. He's only talking about elite players, and the damn sure ain't Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, we talked about this. Jalen Hurts has been a game manager, other than his Super Bowl
I said
run
he's a
where
game
he
changer.
lost the
Y'all
Super
said he
Bowl.
was a game manager.
Right. I'm telling you that you need to change your vote because he is a game manager, and on top of that, he is not elite.
Nick did this on purpose, putting Jalen Hurts as number 7, though.
Of course he did.
I'm just gonna
What
throw
do
that out there.
you mean?
I'm gonna throw that out there. You put him
I'm
on
gonna
that
say
7 on purpose.
I'm cutting for Patrick Mahomes. I'm holding out for Patrick Mahomes. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, but I'm holding out for Patrick Mahomes.
All right. Well, here we
All
are.
right. All right, then fine.
T3 cut 5. You guys cut Josh Allen. You guys kept Lamar Jackson. You guys kept Aaron Rodgers. You cut Matt Stafford, a respectable cut. You guys cut Justin Herbert disrespectfully.
A completely disrespectful cut. X out
You,
immediately, not elite.
you cut Joe Burrow. You cut the defending Super Bowl MVP and Jalen Hurts.
Wait, question: are you going to Super Bowl this year? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad. Sorry. Just trying to
Ooh, you know what?
clarify.
Hey, you're
Oh.
right. Because when is Aaron Rodgers' next game?
Oh, I
Same
feel
time
like he
as
was going
Lawrence.
to retire.
What
This
is
next game is in
Dennis
Cooperstown
Mills
because he's
playing
going to the
again?
Hall of Fame because he ain't about to be
Where
playing.
Mike Tomlin at? What happened?
Either way,
No,
the
we don't
final
worry.
key,
Both on the couch.
the final key for you guys. Mike was right. He held it out. Patrick Mahomes.
That means we could because there's
That
no
was
way I would have put
that was
Jalen
not
Hurts
even a
over
fair
any of
keep.
those three.
That was not even a fair keep.
I wouldn't have put Jalen Hurts over any of those three. So, and you
I
wouldn't.
don't know.
Let's
You
call a
said
spade a
Lamar.
spade.
You kept Lamar Jackson. I don't know, bro.
I'm sorry. You're gonna cut Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP, for game manager Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry. What's his record?
Game changer.
What's his record?
Manager,
Check,
game
check
manager.
the records. Check the records.
Check the
I'm sorry.
records.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Jalen Hurts has been in the playoffs every year that he's been in there, correct? Like every year he has actively started, he's been in there every year. I think only Josh Allen is the only
Time
other
out.
quarterback to
How
do that.
many? So how many years is that?
That is, if I'm correct, it might be 6 years.
Okay. How many Super Bowls did he win?
Jalen Hurts has won one.
Perfect. So he
Been
won
to
1 out of 6.
two. Been
Cool.
to two though.
How many
So
MVPs does he have?
1 out of 2 and
just
one
the Super
finals
Bowl
MVP.
MVP.
One
But
finals
how many
MVP.
regular season MVPs does he have?
None.
Awesome. Even better question. When uh Jason Kelsey left, how many Super Bowls did he win?
One.
He didn't win anything without Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey was there
Yes, he
last.
did. Yes,
Jason
he did.
Kelsey wasn't playing last year.
So fun. Okay. But the defense actually should have won that MVP if you actually go back and look at that game.
I,
He wasn't
I
cooking at
agree.
all.
I'm sorry. The Super Bowl that he lost, it wasn't
The Super Bowl that
because.
he lost, he was cooking. The Super Bowl that he
Oh,
lost,
okay.
he was fantastic. He would look like the best player on the field, and that included Patrick Mahomes. That was
Okay.
probably the best game if he's ever played in his career.
Whatever.
Okay.
But I'll
So
tell you
again,
that he's not more elite at all than Lamar Jackson, nor is he more elite at all than the whole career of Aaron Rodgers, nor is he more elite at all than
give you
Patrick.
Aaron Rodgers. I give you Aaron Rodgers.
But he's
I do
not a
not doubt Aaron
game manager. He's
Rodgers.
a game
So
changer.
wait, you would put a
I,
two-time MVP behind Lamar? I mean, sorry, you put two-time MVP Lamar Jackson behind Jalen Hurts for being a game manager? I'm confused. You the one that told me he was a
I
game
feel like
manager, and you're a
here's
Philly
my
fan.
thing that I feel like. I feel like if you put Jalen Hurts in either of the two teams, matter of fact, if you put
If you
Jalen
put
Hurts
Jalen
with
Hurts
the
in what
Ravens
team?
team, if you put Jalen Hurts with the Ravens team, they
They lose.
probably would have won 2 to 3 Super Bowls by now.
Not true at all. 0%. He's a game
0%?
manager. This is the
How?
difference. This is the
Because
difference here.
okay.
The weapons that he has at his disposal in Philly are not the same weapons that they have in Baltimore in any capacity. My man has AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, a fantastic top 5 offensive line, a stout defense, a fantastic defensive line, fantastic corners, a stout slot corner, a
Long
Pro
live
Bowl slot
Stoutland.
corner, Pro Bowl safety, a Pro Bowl outside corner, a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, a Pro Bowl defensive end, a Pro Bowl left guard, a Pro Bowl right tackle, a Pro Bowl left tackle, a Pro Bowl running back, a Pro Bowl wide receiver, a Pro Bowl tight end, a Pro Bowl wide receiver too. Sorry, no, that's not what Lamar Jackson has. And since that's the case, there's no way that Jalen Hurts would have won a Super Bowl with the team that Lamar Jackson had that didn't win the Super Bowl. I can't give you that because the team around Jalen Hurts is stacked and loaded. It's like he's playing on Alabama and he's playing against Ball State. Of course, he should be expected to win. It's surprising when he doesn't win, which is why we consider him a game manager, which is why he's not considered a game changer. When he's a game changer, he was a game changer in that Super Bowl where they played against the Kansas City Chiefs, where they lost. He was 100% a game changer in that game. But if you look at the totality of his seasons, he does not like this past season. He looked crappy, like looked terrible. It's probably a
His
good chunk of that
teammates
was
at
probably his
times
offense
do
coordinator.
him
I'm
no
not going to diminish
favors.
that, but I will say that from an elite perspective, he hasn't even been in the MVP race. He hasn't been in top 5. He hasn't been top 3. He hasn't won. He hasn't been runner up. Not once, not twice, not
He
ever.
was runner up in the 2022 season.
He was
The
no.
only
He was
reason he didn't the reason he didn't win it was because he got injured.
time out. So at what point was he injured? And I don't think he was runner up. I don't think that's accurate.
He was runner up. He was runner up. I think it was the year he went in which they lost the Super Bowl. He actually
That
was
wasn't
the runner up.
2022.
It was 2022. It was 2022 season.
This is 2026.
It's 2026.
They went back to back
Because
to the
keep in
Super
mind,
Bowl.
this is the
So that would have been
2025 season.
2024 and 2025, right?
We
Did they go
went
back to back to the Super Bowl? Because they didn't go in 2020.
no. Keep in mind. So this Super Bowl is the 2025 season.
Got you.
So
So it would
we
have been
won that.
2023 and 2024 season, not 2022 season.
I guess I give it to you. Either way, whatever the year was that we went and they lost, he was a runner up that year. And the reason why he didn't win it was because he was out those 2 games due to injury.
Question: did he win though?
No, he didn't. But
Okay,
you said he
better
wasn't the
question,
runner up.
better
I just
statement,
wanted to correct
better
that.
statement. So he didn't win, and then the person that you saying is less elite to him has won it twice.
Okay,
I'm
so
confused.
here's the thing. I got you. I got you right here.
And
I
we
got you
just
right
talked
here.
about the lineups, and you're telling
But I
me
got you
if he
though. I
switched
got you though.
Lamar Jackson onto the Eagles, they have they would have won 3 Super Bowls because that
Here's my
team
thing.
is loaded.
Here's
This
my
is why
thing.
they're so disappointing this season.
Last 5 years, looking at offense versus defense, the Eagles had a top 10 offense in 2021. Their defense was not top 10. The Ravens were. The Ravens was a top 10 defense and had a 6th-ranked offense. In 2022, the Eagles were ranked 3rd in offense and their defense was 2nd. The Ravens were 16th and 9th in defense.
Okay, so
In
wait.
20
Did you just tell me that in 2022 they were third and second on the
3rd and
Eagles,
2nd, the
right?
Eagles, yes.
So they're so stacked and loaded is what I'm hearing you say. Okay, continue.
Okay. 2023, the Eagles offense was ranked 8th and
Okay.
26th.
Okay.
The Ravens were the 6th-ranked offense and the 6th-ranked defense.
Okay.
2024, the Eagles were ranked 3rd in defense, and offense,
Mm-hmm.
and 1st in defense.
First. Okay.
First.
Okay. We want to make
The
sure.
Ravens were the number 1 offense in 2024 and 24th in defense.
And 24th in defense. Awesome. So what the math is telling us is that y'all have had, historically speaking, for the past 5 years, a significantly better team than the Ravens have had. And if you look at the rosters with the Pro Bowlers, All Pros, and just overall talent, the Eagles have had more talent overall completely than the Ravens have had. Further, what you're telling me is that in that cycle of time, when the Ravens were looking terrible on defense, Lamar Jackson won 2 MVPs, is what I heard you say. In that same time frame, when the Eagles were fantastic on offense, Jalen Hurts won 0 MVPs. It sounds to me like you're making it quite obvious from the numbers that if they switch teams, Lamar Jackson would have 3 or 4 Super Bowls. Also, it sounds like if they switch teams, Jalen Hurts wouldn't even have been in the playoffs. Also, it sounds like Jalen Hurts is not elite comparatively to the 2-time MVP of Lamar Jackson. That's what
I
I'm hearing you say.
disagree.
But
I
maybe your
disagree.
bias is showing just a little bit. It's okay.
I disagree. I disagree. Only
The
because here's
math,
my thing again.
the math is on
Jalen
my
Hurts,
side, but go ahead.
Jalen Hurts year after year has had different offensive coordinators and has no stability in the offense,
True.
and has still managed to eke out top 10 offenses.
True.
I'm sorry.
Question: who's been on again? Who's around Jalen Hurts versus? Let's do it like this. Let's make it even simpler. Who is the wide receiver 2 for the Eagles?
Devontae Smith.
Perfect. Who's the wide receiver 2 for the Ravens?
It
Oh, you
depends.
have to
I mean,
pause? Don't worry,
it,
nobody knows.
Rashad
Nobody
Bateman.
that matters. That's my point.
It could be Rashad Bateman,
Rashad
or
Bateman's terrible.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins is 95 years old in the NFL right now. Try again.
And then it would be Rashad Bateman.
Perfect. Rashad Bateman has been trashed since he got in the league. So they don't have a wide receiver two
because
that's
of his
worth
own
talking about.
receivers
Versus
are
you have a
trash.
Pro Bowler at your wide receiver 2 position.
The
Okay,
Ravens
awesome.
are not
Let's do it
known.
even better.
The
Let's
Ravens
do it
are
even
not
better then.
necessarily known for getting receivers.
Let's do it even better then.
My point's
Who are
not
the
going to change.
cornerbacks?
Jalen Hurts is still going to be a game changer in my opinion. So
The
I'm
funny
not
part
going to
is
be convinced otherwise.
Nick, who's the Eagles fan, was the one that said he's a game manager.
I
So
I didn't
I'm
say
just.
game manager.
I said
Yes, you
what I
did.
said.
It was actually on our
I'm
podcast and on our episode.
I'm stuck with
Nick
what
actually
I'm
called him a
I-
game manager.
I'm standing on it. 10 toes down. He's still a game manager. That's why I said the Ravens would get
So
2 to 3 Super Bowls if Jalen Hurts was there. You know how many
because
times Lamar Jackson has thrown passes to be picked, has fumbled the ball, and what's it called? Like we talk about, just like we talked about Josh Allen. Let's not fake the funk. Like Lamar
I'm not
Jackson
faking the
ain't
fuck on
12
Lamar
games
Jackson.
away.
Lamar Jackson has not been elite in the playoffs at all. I 100% agree with that. But what you said was looking at the totality of the career, which players are elite versus not elite. If we're looking at the totality of the career, I'm not putting Jalen Hurts in that conversation. We just went through the numbers of offense, defense,
I mean,
what
it's
to
still agree
expect,
to
what the team's
disagree
been looking like.
situation. I'm not. I'm
I
sticking
mean,
with the game
okay.
changer.
Let's go through it directly. Is Jalen Hurts better than Patrick Mahomes?
No,
No, absolutely not.
I
Perfect.
put Pat
Is
above.
Jalen Hurts totality of his career better than Aaron Rodgers?
No, definitely not.
Perfect.
Rodgers will win
Awesome.
3
Is
times.
Jalen Hurts totality of his career better than 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson, who should have been a 3-time MVP?
Yes.
He was a 2-time MVP and then a runner-up 1 time.
Yes.
And you're saying Jalen Hurts' career is better?
Yes.
Your bias is showing. This is
He has a ring. I'm sorry,
you
he has a
can't
ring.
talk about Jalen Hurts.
We talk about oh, teams have done this, teams have done that. Yes. Well, you can say all you want to. At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, here's
we went over
the
the stats of the
other
Super
thing.
Bowl when he shouldn't have won Super Bowl MVP because the defense carried him, and in fact, it should have actually been the if I'm not mistaken, the right outside linebacker that you had that was crushing stuff the whole game, or the right end that was crushing stuff, or the left linebacker, or the defensive tackle, or the entire defense that was crushing stuff. It should not have been him. And even you, in the time that he won the Super Bowl MVP, stated that he shouldn't have won the Super Bowl MVP. So now that we're going back in history, right? And you're
no. Here we go. Here's the thing that I have. Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes in a postseason. There is only 2 quarterbacks that can make that claim of beating Patrick Mahomes.
Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. That's true.
3. Sorry, I got to take it back. 3. It's Tom Brady, number 1. Joe Burrow, number 2.
Joe Burrow did it 1 time.
And Jalen Hurts, number 3. So there is only 3 quarterbacks that are able to beat Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. So with that being said, keep in mind also that Jalen Hurts has beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season as well. So let's keep that in mind. So
still doesn't make him elite. I still wouldn't put him over any of those 3.
I'm sorry, you have to be some level of elite
on that. I'm fine with that.
First of all,
I don't
beat
think
him
he's better
in
than Lamar
Arrowhead.
Jackson or Aaron Rodgers' career or Patrick Mahomes. Matter of fact, you know what? While we do this, we will let the audience determine who's right and who's wrong, because you're gonna be on your bias tip for a long time, and it's showing too heavily. It's showing too heavily, brother. My brother. Facts. I love you as my brother, and I'm telling you that your bias is showing so heavily.
I'm telling you right now, Lamar Jackson
you're blinded by your
bias. Patrick Mahomes.
It's like you got Ray Charles glasses.
We'll let the people in the comments decide.
So we'll let the people in the comments decide.
All I'm saying
you're too blind from your bias.
In order to be elite, you got to be elite.
I agree with that.
So Patrick Mahomes has beaten Tom Brady in a postseason.
I agree with that.
Tom Brady has beaten Patrick Mahomes in a postseason.
100%. This is true.
Jalen Hurts has beaten Patrick Mahomes in a postseason.
Yes, he also lost to Patrick Mahomes.
Beaten Jalen Hurts in a postseason.
And question,
Again,
in this
Lamar
postseason
Jackson.
here
Oh,
that he
wait.
made with no Patrick Mahomes even in the how
So
far
wait,
did he
when we
go?
talk about Lamar Jackson,
Lamar
Patrick
Jackson
Mahomes
didn't even
has
make it.
beaten Lamar. I'm sorry, they have met in the postseason. They met twice, if not three times.
How could
And
Jalen
what
Hurts and
happened?
Lamar Jackson meet in the postseason if they're in two different conferences?
Because they met in the AFC Championship.
How can they meet in the AFC Championship if they're in two different conferences?
They met in the championship.
You just said that Lamar Jackson met Jalen Hurts in the playoffs.
No, I said Patrick Mahomes.
Oh no, you didn't say Patrick Mahomes. You said Jalen Hurts. That's why I'm asking.
No. I said Lamar Jackson has has faced off with Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
That's
Like
true.
Patrick Mahomes has beaten Lamar Jackson in a postseason game,
That's
but we
true.
can't say the same for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson got his tail whooped every time. Now, keep
That's
in mind,
true.
there's reasons behind it, but again, in order
But
to be the
two
best, you
MVPs Trump's game managing win to the Super Bowl. Two
I
MVPs
don't
Trump's
know,
now
bro.
now
I
had
don't know.
now let me rewind. Had Jalen Hurts' performance for the Super Bowl been the performance that he had when he lost the Super Bowl, then we'd be having probably a different conversation because that was an immaculate, elite, game-changing performance. That one game. But the rest of the time, this man has not been elite. That one game, 100%. He was 100% elite. He was fantastic. It was like Jameis Winston in college. He had a game apparently where he threw 27 passes and not a single one touched the ground. And nobody to this day would be like, oh my God, Jameis Winston's the best ever. But in that one game, that's how he looked. That's how Jalen Hurts looked in that one game against the
I
Chiefs.
guess
He
I'm
was
gonna let you live on
amazing.
this.
But
So we
I'm
other
gonna
have
than
let you
that,
live.
a
he was
small
very
update.
disappointing. He was disappointing all this season, to be honest with you.
We have a small update regarding awards. So,
Okay.
comeback player of the year, we have the 49ers running back, C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey.
What? I like that.
Yes, he had a
That sounds about right.
2,100-yard combined season.
What did he do the previous year?
He only played 4 games. He was out, I think it was either ACL or some type
Oh
of
yeah, I
injury.
did have him in
Yeah,
But to
fantasy. I
come
wasn't
back
annoyed. You're
and play
right.
all those games and help the team get to the second round, yeah, he deserves it. And he was, I think, a candidate for MVP. He's probably not going to win it more than likely,
He ain't
but
gonna win MVP.
he's not
comeback
winning
player
it.
of the year, definitely for sure. He deserves it.
Yeah, he's not. He's not winning it. All right, I'm updating it right now. So I do have it updated. All right, we're gonna move on because the glazing on Lamar Jackson is just crazy. But I'm
No,
gonna
no,
let you
your
live.
bias on Josh, Jalen Hurts
I'm
is
about to
crazy.
say, don't put me on that Josh Allen trade. Don't
No,
put
no,
me on
you're on
there.
the Jalen Hurts train. You've already said he's a game manager. That you trying to argue he's elite in the same breath. That's diabolical. But
Better
okay,
win
we're
percentage.
moving on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna move over to the NBA side. As you all know, the trade deadline has passed. I got a brief overview of some notable trades that went down before the trade deadline occurred. Of course, you got Zubac and Kobe Brown that went to the Indiana Pacers for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and a couple of draft picks. Brooklyn Nets acquired Ochai Agbaji as part of the three-team deal. New York Knicks added guard Jose Alvarado in a trade with the Pelicans.
Hey,
The Orlando Magic traded Tyus Jones to the Hornets. Minnesota Timberwolves acquired Ayo Dosunmu and Julian Phillips from the Bulls in exchange for Rob Dillingham. Leonard Miller and multiple future second round picks. And then the 76ers reportedly sent Eric Gordon to the Grizzlies in a move seen as a salary and roster play. And Lonzo Ball was sent to the Utah Jazz and immediately banished to the Shadow Realm. AKA he was waived immediately. There were also a lot of other smaller deals and picks that exchanged across the leagues. So let's talk some impact versus depth. Which trade throughout the entire trade carousel actually mattered for a team's playoff hopes this season?
who's gonna go first?
You go first.
Jordan, you can lead it off.
All right, because there were a couple of things at play. So Addition by subtraction, I think Cleveland definitely won out of everybody in the draft. They got their backcourt, not necessarily for the main future, but for right now. You got James Harden, you got Donovan Mitchell. We already talked about that. Um, I think Utah taking out Lonzo Ball was a good decision. They let him decide his fate. Rich Paul is his agent, so Rich Paul is going to take care of Lonzo Ball and get him on the team that he deserves. Um, I think one of the better deals was what the Knicks did. They didn't get rid of their nucleus, but they got a backup point guard in Jose Alvarado, who is a homebred New Yorker, went to Christ the King. He's known as GTA. If you ever seen him play, you know he is one of the people that stays out of bounds and steals the ball once they go inbounds. That's his kind of his gimmick. But he's a great crowd pleaser. He could get the crowd going, steal the ball, give you hard work 100% of the time. I think the Knicks actually did themselves a service by getting somebody who can help, especially since Deuce McBride may be out for the remainder of the season with I think either a calf or a core injury. They did real good. The Bulls they got some things to figure out with their plethora of guards they have because nobody above 6'9" is on that team. They have a very short squad, so they still have some things to work on. Um, Celtics, Nikola Vucevic was given to them from the I think it was either the Timberwolves or Lakers, one of those. Um, Filled a necessary role. They needed a big that could score, a big that could crash the boards. Like I said, the Celtics they commit highway robbery all the time. I don't know how they continue to do it. Uh, I think we're probably going to be talking about Giannis really soon, if not in the next section, because I have some reservations regarding their behavior, the Milwaukee's behavior today.
You can go
I
ahead. You go ahead. You got free reign right now. Go ahead.
okay,
Floor is yours, sir.
okay. So whoever knows me from years past and knows me now knows that I'm a Giannis fan. I'm a Giannis advocate. And the Milwaukee Bucks disappointed a lot of people today by one playing in everybody's face with not trading Giannis, but then Giannis himself, like you my guy, but you kind of left people hanging with your post saying that something about
That was
drawing
me, Ben.
but I get all the attention and then his post saying I'm not leaving when all of these reports about you feeling uncomfortable and potentially wanting a trade were there and then Doc Rivers that was icing on the cake having a joking about it on the press conference saying that Giannis is going to put Shams on the celebrity trading block for the All-Star game. It was just like they were not taking this serious at all yet. They're the 11th spot at I think 20 and 29. They don't have any future in the playoffs as of right now. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, I understand Giannis is under contract for another year, and then that's like a $62 million play option. But it, I guess for the fan, the NBA fan, he didn't do himself any justice. And also, I just I hope that he doesn't ask for a trade after all this because everybody's going to remember these last couple of days when they had this thing where, okay, is he going to get traded? The Timberwolves were at play. I think the Warriors at play. The Lakers were at play. The Knicks were at play. Nothing. I mean, they traded Cole Anthony to what was it, the Bulls or something? You can correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. I know they traded Cole Anthony. They let him go. They got Ousmane Ding. They I don't see Giannis playing besides the All Star game this year. I don't see him playing for the foreseeable future. It's like what were y'all doing? But like I said, the winners, I'll say the Cavaliers. I'm going to say the Knicks. Like they kept their nucleus and they got a point guard. I will say the Wizards for the future. They're building. Just get everybody healthy and then work with what you got there. Other than that, there were a couple of ifs. Um, James Harden leaving and Benedict Mathurin going to the Clippers. Get ready for a Benedict Mathurin All-Star push next year because he's actually very good. When he was on the Pacers, he was doing his thing when Halliburton was out and they needed a push on offense, especially in the playoffs, in the finals. He was one of their key players to keep them above water in some games. Benedict Mathurin one on one can go at your best player. So he's a force to be reckoned with. I think that duo of him and Kawhi Leonard, Mr. PTO himself, I think they'll keep the Clippers in contention for a play-in spot. Other than that, mm, I don't know. I might need some more time to think of benefit for other teams, but that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so for me, I think that probably the biggest move made was Triple J going to the Jazz. As far as not only depth but star quality, but also the sizing factor that you now have in that lineup is pretty amazing. You have Kessler, they've got McKinnon, they've got um, just quite a few 7-footers out there that are really set up to be stout long term, right? Shouts to Vrabel for winning Coach of the Year. I do think Mike McDonald probably should have won it, or Liam Cohen. But shouts to Vrabel. I can't hate on that. But either way, I think that a lot of the trades though were pretty superfluous and pretty pointless. Um, Seems like they were just trading honestly for salary caps versus impact for this season, is how it seemed. I think that when you go and look at the draft class that's available, well, not draft class, sorry, not the draft is okay here in 2026. The It's actually pretty good actually, but the free agency is fantastic, and the free agents that are coming up. Uh, Sorry, this year in free agency, like Donovan Mitchell's coming up as a free agent. A lot of other superstars are coming up as free agents. I think that a lot of teams are trying to put themselves in a position to grab one of those guys, which is why they're so willing to trade their rosters away. Um, Long term, I think Anthony Davis joining Trey Young in Washington is going to be pretty great. Now it's probably going to be the all injured team versus the all star team. But in the off chance that um, Anthony Davis takes some Benadryl and overcomes his allergy to wood, then I do think that that could be an important pickup overall.
Here you go with your allergy to wood.
Also, just to kind of add on to what he was saying, I I think the Bucks are about to get done dirty in the worst way when the contract ends and Giannis leaves for nothing. Just like the when the Pelicans could have traded Anthony Davis in the middle of the season and gotten a plethora of draft picks, but instead he left and they got nothing. I mean, they had their number one draft pick, which wound up being Zion, but still got nothing about at the end of the day. I would have let them out of their misery. It's like a marriage or a relationship needing to end. You know there's tension. You know it's not going to work out long term. You're better off just cutting your losses so that way you don't have to spite each other's face at the end of it. Just get him out of there so that way he can be happy with his wife, his kids, and continue endorsing his sneakers, which are fire by the way. But nonetheless,
Wife.
huh?
Who wife?
Giannis. He could be happy with him
Oh,
and his
oh,
wife.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I just think the relationship has gone sour and it should have already ended. Like this is not going to do either side any favors because there's going to be more resentment unless they get some bona fide point guard that can help them. Unless they get a number two that can actually help Giannis, unfortunately, they're going to be mid for the foreseeable future. Maybe a seventh or eighth spot, maybe a sixth at highest, but they're not going to do anything. And that's why everybody was so frustrated. That's why Marv was frustrated about the Giannis Thanasis combo for the Warriors. Sorry to bring that up, Marv. So sorry to bring that up. I know how much you hate Thanasis, so I'm not going to say that word again. But nonetheless, you have all of this these DA tricks happening and nothing to show of it. I just think it was very disappointing because I was hoping that Giannis would be traded because then I wouldn't want to crash out King tonight because one, I would have been happy that he did. Yes, even as a Giannis fan, I would have been happy. But two, I would have gotten on the Bucks for how they mishandled him at the tail end of his time there.
All right. Well, I think the biggest thing looking at this trade deadline, like I said, uh, I'm looking at the Grizzlies and the Jazz. I believe that the Jazz is, I guess, trying to make some type of playoff push, considering where they're at right now, to try and get a core group of guys in here and try and make something shake. The Grizzlies clearly are in a rebuilding phase with the wrong superstar, but I believe he's in that phase. Um, Part of it is the Grizzlies giving him that max contract. It kind of sticks them there with nothing. I don't know. Looking at a projected lineup, you got Morant, Gordon, Clark, Aldama, and Zach Edey. Um, they also have they got a couple first round picks. So they can do something, but a lot of it is going to have to be on Morant's maturity at this point, is the best way to put it. Um, he has to stay away from bad influence. He has to, he got to do better in life right now. Because they're pumping millions into you. You got to be more reliable than that. What you got, Mike?
So the thing I forgot to mention was Cam Thomas being let go for the free ski. I thought that was ridiculous in free agency. Or yeah, the free agency or trade deadline or whatever you want to call it. I thought that was ridiculous. He's averaging 15.6 points a game. He's the number three scoring option on the team. He's a borderline all-star level of play. Impactful on multiple levels. Um, I'm excited to see where he's going to go. Between him and Lonzo Ball both being cut and released, I think it's going to be an interesting couple of days as waivers are picked up. Um, and those two moves could actually impact the playoff race. So, but those are interesting things as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if Lonzo is going to be good enough to start on a team again. I do believe he's going to be one of those role players that might have impact as far as uh, a playoff team, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get that type of shine because of his injuries and how everything is going.
I,
Um,
I agree. That's the thing about Lonzo Ball. He's a traditional guard. When you see him pass first, that's the main thing. Pass first. He still has the speed. He may not have that twitch like he did when he was a rookie when he could jump out of the gym, but he could still get you a solid, let's say 12, 6, and maybe and that's 6 assists, by the way. Let's say 12, 3, and 6. He can still get you that if you keep him playing consistent enough. But as far as the um the star that y'all wanted him to be, those days are past. Uh, but I still think he could be serviceable wherever he'll go if the team actually puts him in for the plays. If not, then it's going to be one of those things where he keeps on getting sent around and it becomes another journeyman.
yeah, I agree with that. Um, yeah, you're right. I think Cam Thomas is. I don't know. I feel like,
Cam Thomas got freed.
yeah, but I feel like they kind of did him dirty and letting him go. But I can understand. I think what probably happened with Cam Thomas is they traded him over, and he's like, "No, I'm not playing." Because keep in mind, you got Ben Simmons playing over there. I don't think.
He's still
I think
playing? Wait, no, 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 no. Time out. I thought he was out.
as
I
far as I know, I think he's still a member of the Nets. As far as I remember, Because I don't remember them ever saying that he retired from
Oh
basketball.
no, he last played for the Clippers. He was he was traded to the Nets, but I think he got traded back to the Clippers. I was about to say, I know he's not playing.
Oh,
There's no
okay. So
way.
he's with the Clip. Well, then we know why James Harden left. Then you talking about an allergy to wood? This man got an allergy to a ball. Like Ben Simmons has an allergy to the basketball. Like it's ridiculous. I haven't seen it before in my life. I don't know what the 76ers did to that man, but it's crazy. He's gonna have to see a psychiatrist or something because there's no way you were known for balling your entire life, and
They
then
did
all
the
of a
same thing
sudden,
to
like,
Markel Fultz too, if you remember.
yeah, but that was a little different, Michael Fultz. I just don't know what to think on that. Like that's a little different. Um, I don't know. That's a little different because his case was, I guess he pushed off a surgery he shouldn't have had, if I'm correct about that story, right? Like he pushed off a surgery and it just escalated and got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, but his shot was much better in college compared to how it was starting to look in the NBA. Somebody, I think there was a shooting trainer that he had that messed up his shot and messed up his career for years. But then when soon as he left Philadelphia, things started to get better. He started to get his shot back, get his flow back, and now I think he's just been sent around the league way too many times. And now I'm not sure if he's on the team right now, but it's kind of sad how the Sixers didn't really do him any justice. But continue.
Yeah, that's a bit crazy. I don't know about that one. That one has me a bit. I don't know. We'll have to come back on that one because there's something about the. I don't know what it is about the 76ers. They just got so much stuff going on. I just don't know because you have the pieces. You had a squad at one point in time, and we all was talking about it. Hey, trust the process.
Exactly.
But you went from trust the process to trust nobody. Like you had Ben Simmons, you had
You
you
had Ben
still
Simmons,
have
you had Joel Embiid, you had JJ Redick, you had the crew.
you had Jimmy Butler at one point in time.
Oh, I remember
Like
that.
you had a squad to compete for a championship. And it
They
all
chose
blew
Tobias
away.
Harris over Jimmy.
We not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that.
They chose Tobias Harris over me.
We not
Yes,
gonna
yes, they
talk
did.
about that. Either way, we gonna get back to that. We gonna move on. Let's move on. Um, golly, let's move on. We got another Keep Three Cut Five edition for you out here. It is NBA stars in their prime. As always, this list is from 2000 onward, so keep that in mind. Yes, and I got some names for y'all today. So hopefully, Mike was cooking on the NFL one. Let's see if he can cook on this one. All right. So, Heat 3 Cut 5 edition. Number one on the list, James Harden.
Overall body of work.
Overall body of work.
Wait, this is keep three, cut five, current players edition.
Not current. It's it's
Overall
from
body of work.
2000 onward.
Keep
Overall
three,
body of work.
cut five players from 2000 on.
In their prime. So prime edition.
Hmm.
Okay, so would I take Prime Harden in the top three?
Yes.
I would cut him if that's what the conversation is. I don't think his prime is higher than LeBron's prime. I don't think his prime is higher than KD's prime. I don't think his prime is higher than Steph Curry's prime. I don't think his prime is higher than Kawhi Leonard's prime, to be honest with you. I don't think his prime is higher than. I could probably name about five other people's prime.
No,
So
his prime was higher than Kawhi Leonard's prime. I know Kawhi won 2 rings, but as far as offensively sound, he still had a better offensive game than Kawhi.
well, he's
But
always had a better offensive game, but Kawhi doesn't cut his teeth on the offense. He's good at offense, but he cuts his teeth defensively, and James Harden has no defense.
Yeah, still cut.
So I would cut James Harden.
All right,
Sorry.
James Harden is out of here. Next
Yeah,
up on the list. Next up on the list, Dirk Nowitzki.
keep.
Ooh, wait, no. We
For
still
me,
got
that's
more
an
players
easy
cut.
keep. For me, that's an easy keep.
That's a cut.
Okay,
But
where's my sign that says to defend that? Because I'm curious
Yeah, I'm
on.
about to say, I need something, fellas.
I
with the
can
with the
defend cutting
overall players
James
you
Harden.
saying 2000 to
Dirk?
2025 in their body of work, yes, Dirk is one of known as one of the greatest shooting big men of all time.
All
But
time.
there are so many players that I could think of that overall in their body of work would have a better bag or better set than Dirk.
Who? Who?
Well, you could say James Harden is one.
James
You
Harden
could
does
say
not have a better
LeBron.
back than Dirk Nowitzki.
You
Incorrect.
could say
Dirk Nowitzki is 7'1". James Harden
And
is
play
6'6".
defense.
Two entirely different plays. And Dirk played better defense than Harden, even though Dirk wasn't known to be a defender. And Dirk was more imposing of his will. And Dirk was more impactful on the game. And Dirk helped his teammates win more. And Dirk won a championship. Sorry, couldn't give you that. Try again.
I still think Dirk, besides that 2011 season where
Dirk was
he went
dominant before
psycho,
2011, though.
huh, they
Dirk was
won, yes, but
dominant before that 2011 season.
they went to a finals. They lost. They lost in the first round that following year. They went against San Antonio, then they went against the Lakers, and they went against the Suns and the Lakers.
Question: was that Dirk's fault that he went against those teams? You went into the Lakers back when the Lakers were dominant. You were losing. It didn't matter. But Dirk was not the reason that they lost. James Harden was specifically the reason that his team lost in the playoffs.
You check
I'm still
my
cut.
TikTok
I'm
for
still
that one.
cut. I still cut regardless.
Nah, I don't know. I would keep Dirk. He's one of the best players since 2000 by far.
I didn't answer. Hey, look, Mike drove on the last one, so it's up to y'all on who wants to
And
lead
we
this. I
and
need
we
an
and we
answer.
cooked when I drove.
You know what? Since we want to play that game, since you said that, okay, bet. But when you have to take somebody else out, then
You
we're
can't
gonna
take
respect it.
nobody else out.
I might pretend to look foolish, but I would still be happy to look foolish for Dirk Nowitzki.
All right, bet.
All right, we got to keep in there
Ladies
for
and
Dirk.
gentlemen, Dirk Nowitzki, he it's his fault if we run out of players.
That happens.
Next on the list, Tim Duncan.
Mm,
See,
you're right.
see.
This is a jerk move right here. Nick does this on purpose, though.
No, I
He
knew
he
this
gets
was
so
gonna
much joy
happen.
coming
Like
up with these
you,
lists.
I knew this was gonna happen, but nah.
Well, I would have to
And
cut.
Dirk and
I
Tim
would
Duncan
want to
got
keep
4 rings
Tim
during this
Duncan
time.
and probably cut Dirk, but I can't do that. So I'd probably cut Tim Duncan just because I will need to hold room for LeBron James, and I need to hold room for Kevin Durant. I need to hold room for Steph Curry. One of those three have to. Two of those three have to be up there. So for me, I cut
Nah,
Tim Duncan.
nah, we're keeping Tim Duncan. You gonna no, we
You
keeping Tim
keeping
Duncan
Dirk
for
and
this
Tim
one
You
Duncan?
because
gonna sabotage the list to
You
keep Tim
sabotaging the
Duncan?
list immediately.
and didn't you advocate for Tim Duncan
I
last
do. I think
episode?
that he's on my Mount Rushmore, but I
See,
didn't know that from a keep
chat,
three,
look at
keep
that.
five edition.
Look at that. He advocated for Tim Duncan last episode, but now all of a sudden he wants to cut. What are
I
we
only want to
doing?
cut him so I can have room for LeBron James
Like
or Kevin
you
Durant.
have Tim Duncan as one of the probably the top two not too power forwards of all time,
He's the number
and
one
yet
power forward of all time. He's
and
the
you're
best power
cutting him,
forward ever.
and you're cutting him.
I would, but I'm okay with not cutting him. Listen, I'm a big fan of Tim Duncan.
So are we keeping? Are we cutting?
I'll accept whatever you say.
Matter of fact, because you kept Dirk, we're cutting Duncan.
That's what I was thinking.
Because you kept Dirk. That's why.
I'll
You
take the
ruined
blame
this
for
list
that.
by
But
keeping
how can I
Dirk.
know that Tim Duncan's coming up?
I told you Dirk is not the guys. I'm sorry, chat. I know the chat's thinking probably Duncan should be kept, and I agree. But because Mike wanted to keep Dirk, that's why.
I still like Dirk.
Hey, yep, the chat saying keep him.
But no,
Chat saying
we
keep
gonna
him.
cut. It's Mike's fault. I'll be fine with that. As long as it's not my fault, I'll be fine.
So we cutting.
Yeah, we cutting.
All right, cool. Dang. Timmy
I'm
D.
sorry, Chet. I'm
Out of there.
sorry. I did not want to, but I was left with no choice.
All
I was
right. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I promise you, when I do this stuff, I'm gonna take a
Do it on
snippet
purpose. You be
and
trying to
send it
sabotage
to
us.
somebody so then that way y'all know I'm not like changing it
Nah,
up.
Nick
I
be
ain't
trying to
doing no shady
sabotage.
stuff. This
Nick
stuff
is a
is already
saboteur.
over here.
Don't believe him. He's a saboteur.
and for the
Listen,
record, the keeps, ladies and gentlemen, the keeps. Dirk Nowitzki, the cuts. James Harden, Tim Duncan.
I would have cut James Harden, absolutely. I would have probably kept Tim Duncan, but that's okay.
next on the list, AI.
Cut. Respectful.
This is a
Cut.
3-5.
Because again, I'm holding out for LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
But the
That's where
thing
I'm
is,
at.
what if these players are not on the list?
Well,
Like
listen,
this
this
is
is cut,
Nick.
keep
Nick,
three,
we
cut
talking.
five
That's what we
edition.
talking about.
Most
Like,
times they're not on the list, but oftentimes they are. And in the
uh,
off chance that they are, I think that they would go up there over AI. I like AI. I respect
we got to
AI.
cut AI.
AI is a
Unfortunately,
beast, but I would cut him in this list.
this kind of egregious considering he's a hometown fave here in Virginia. But
Yeah,
we
I
gotta.
know he went to a rival high school of mine. Absolutely. But I'm a big fan of AI. This is a different conversation. Talk about
All
shooting
right,
guards, absolutely keep AI. We talking about impact, we're keeping AI. We talking about keep three, cut five edition.
prime,
I know
prime edition.
when this is live
Prime, I mean,
posted.
Prime AI was a beast. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm
Prime
telling
LeBron
you,
was better. Prime Steph was better.
I'm
Prime
telling you
KD.
right now. I know when the live is posted and the reels are posted, they're gonna cut us in those comments saying,
Oh,
"Y'all foolish."
they're gonna go for the gusto. They're gonna go for the juggler.
Yep.
All right, well, hey, I'm sorry. Chat, AI,
I blame Nick.
out of there.
I'm blaming Nick for all of this. This is all his fault.
Hey, it's not me. I asked for a generated list
Don't let
of
him lie
8
to you.
superstars.
This is Nick's fault.
This is the list that I got.
This is
Because
Nick's
next
fault.
on the
It's cool.
list, we got the man to put 2 jerseys in the rafters.
Kobe
The
Bryant.
Mamba himself,
Keep.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Keep. Even though my take
Keep.
yesterday was or the other day was still accurate that my overall Kobe is number 7 on my overall
Kobe was
top
always going to be cut.
list. But I would keep Kobe because Pete Kobe was dropped 81 in a game, which is still not better than Jordan 63. It's also not better than Wilt's 100, but
Well,
it
thankfully,
was
Michael
saw it in
Jordan's
live
not going to be on
action,
this list.
and he was dominant for years,
Thankfully,
and he was elite, multiple championship winner.
because
So I'm gonna
y'all
keep
wow right
Kobe
now.
Bryant. What you think? You keeping
Y'all
him or cutting him?
who
Kobe, keeping or cutting?
keep? It was a keep always.
It was
But,
always a keep
but
for
you're
you.
ruining this
Okay,
list with keeping Dirk like that.
Dirk is a beast, bro.
You,
All right. Well,
You say it like
we
Dirk was
got
a
the
scrub.
Mamba
Dirk was a
in the
beast.
list.
I'm
So
not
right
saying Dirk
now,
was a scrub. I just know the list,
Played
and I know
20
how these
years,
lists go.
one team.
all right, well, here we go. This is what we have so far. We have James Harden that's been cut.
Cut.
Dirk, who's been kept. So he kept Dirk. Cut Timmy D. Cut
That's sad.
AI.
That's
And
also
kept
sad.
Kobe Bryant.
Keep Kobe. Yeah.
Next on the list,
Still sad to me.
the chef, Steph Curry.
Oh, fucking A. I feel like you want to still have LeBron and KD up
This
here.
is your fault.
This is my fault?
With Dirk, yes. I'm still going back to Dirk Nowitzki. Yes, yes. Because if Dirk
Dirk
wasn't
had a
there and Kobe was there,
fantastic run.
I would put Curry as keep. With Curry revolutionizing the 3-point game, having teams scheme just to try to keep him off the perimeter, but they can't do it. Saying that he can't finish, but then he sprinters up his upper body and finishes at the rim. Like that. Oh, Chad, this is Mike's fault. Just let y'all know, this is not mine.
Dirk also won an MVP.
Yes, I'm throwing him under the bus here because you kept Dirk Nowitzki over everybody else.
Dirk won an MVP. Tim Duncan
All
won
right,
MVPs.
we gotta cut
AI won.
the
All these
chef.
people won MVPs. What do you want from me?
We
You
have
can't
to
go
cut the
wrong.
chef.
Go ahead. Feel free to cut the chef. Take away his ingredients.
We
All
have to
right.
cut the chef.
The chef, Steph, golly,
I'm
chef.
cutting the chef for KD or LeBron. That's what I'm
Steph,
holding out for.
if you ever see this, I know it's a
Blame
long shot,
blame
It's
Nick.
not my
but if
fault.
you
Just
ever
hey,
see
Curry,
this Steph Curry,
it's not
just
my
know
fault.
on this list, you out of there.
Blame Nick. Blame Nick.
Ain't enough. Next on the list, KD.
It comes out to KD or LeBron. What you want to do?
LeBron probably gotta be up there. I'm cutting.
If LeBron ain't on the list, then we get cooked. If
I'm
LeBron
fine
is
with
on the
that.
list, then we
I'm fine
cook.
with you. Got Dirk up there. I'm fine with this. We gonna cut. We cutting
Cut
Say, I
KD
KD.
don't
Love
care. He said,
it.
either
and his
way, this
hair
list is cooked.
and his hair.
This list been cooked. This list was cooked by the time you came up with these names. You give us everybody's a MVP, and you like, hey, who you want to cut? What?
Listen,
Okay, wait. Quick side note, because the Hall of Fame class was just listed for the 2026 football class. Now, keep in mind, folks, they didn't put Bill Belichick in, but Adam Vinatieri, the kicker that caused him to get those 3-point victories, a is member in that class.
well, that makes
Drew,
sense.
Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and Roger Craig.
They
So
all made it.
you put the kicker of the team that the coach had on there, but you don't put the coach in there. That is ridiculous.
We talk,
I just want to throw that out there.
let's get back into that in a little bit.
Yes.
I got something for you for that one. But yeah, y'all said the KD is out, right?
Yes, KD and
Again,
his hair is out.
KD, golly, y'all ain't had to do the man like that. Look, you know
He does
KD
that
gonna
to
respond.
himself.
KD responds to stuff like this.
I
Look,
don't
Mr.
care.
KD,
He could him and his 5 burners. I don't care.
listen, with all due respect, KD, you out of there. Keep 3, cut 5 edition. Here's the list we have. You guys cut James Harden. You kept Dirk Nowitzki. You cut Timmy D. You cut AI. You kept Kobe, the Mamba, rest in peace. You cut the chef. He ain't cooking. You cut KD. And your final keep is LeBron James.
Of
Then we
course.
cooked.
Yes, we're
We
keeping.
cut.
Like
We
it's
cut
your fault.
LeBron James, Kobe
It's his
Bryant, and Dirk
fault.
Nowitzki. Listen, I'm
I
not. That's
told
not a
you
bad
guys,
list.
Dirk
That is a winning
Nowitzki.
list. Who would I have kept otherwise? I might have kept Steph Curry. I might have
I would
kept
keep
Tim
Chef over
Duncan.
Dirk. Like
I might have kept Steph
Chef
Curry
got
or Tim
4
Duncan over
rings.
Dirk. I can accept that, but I don't feel bad about that.
I, I'm I'm bad that I had to cut Chef.
Each of them had over 20 years in the league. Each of them won an MVP. Each of them was a over 10-time All Star. Each of them won championships. I don't feel bad about this.
I mean, like, I understand if you're hearing the list, you don't know that they're coming up.
Right.
I mean, you would hope so. But imagine your face on. Imagine if I'd have said Dwayne Wade.
I still always felt good about
Nah, Dwayne Wade would have been cut
No,
it.
I'm saying
for
last.
multiple reasons. He would have been cut.
I'm just saying, like, keep in mind, Dwayne Wade could have been on the list. Of who else? Nah, there ain't too many other people that could have been on that list. But all right, let's rewind a little bit. We talked about it looks like the Hall of Fame list is out. So Jordan, I'm gonna lead you out there. You can take lead on this. You lead it out. Gotta let us know the list of people again. And then just lead it out. It's your
All
floor,
right.
sir.
So the class is as follows: quarterback for the San Diego Superchargers and the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees, second behind Tom Brady in passing yards, if I'm not mistaken, and touchdowns. Larry Fitzgerald, receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. Self-explanatory. No need to go at it. He was that dude. Luke Kuechly for the Panthers, linebacker, one of the best in his time. Gave the NFC South nightmares. Adam Vinatieri, the kicker for the New England Patriots football team, the same team that Coach Bill Belichick was coaching, but they didn't put him, but they put the kicker on. I just think that's ridiculous. But I'll leave that alone for the next 2 seconds. And Roger Craig, running back for the Minnesota Vikings. That is your 5 candidates and selections for Hall of Fame class of 2026.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start it off. Hearing this list, here's the thing you got to understand. First ballot Hall of Famers are Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees. Um, I do believe they cooked with this list. Um, Obviously, Bill Belichick not being a part of it is a huge knock on the list. So we do have to hold that with some type of regard. But I do believe with Drew Brees making the list and Larry Fitzgerald making the list, this actually makes sense. Luke Kuechly makes sense. Frank Gore, yeah, that makes sense because keep in mind they're not first ballot, so it makes sense that they're here. And then Adam Vinatieri, it makes sense because he's not first ballot, and also he won the Patriots multiple rings. So
Yes. Every single
with that,
time they won by 3 or less, or let's say 4 or 5 points, he was the guy that got them those points.
so yeah, like at the end of the day, I feel like this class is probably the best that it could have been. Like the only snubs off the list is Bill
Belichick
Belichick,
and
number
Robert
one.
Kraft.
Yeah, the only
And
two.
the owner of the team that the coach had that the players selected for. That's even more egregious.
Listen, you have to understand Spygate and Deflategate. We talked about this in previous episodes.
I do not
Spygate and
care about, I don't
Deflategate.
care if it's Spygate. I don't care if it's Deflategate. I don't care if it's Watergate. I don't care about those. Listen to me. The Football Hall of Fame is based on merit. It's based on your accolades every single season you delivered. And Bill Belichick has 8 of those things, those rings, respectively, as I think a player or assistant coach and an NFL coach. Because the people that chose to have him not on there did that out of spite, they did almost the same thing to To. But the thing is, you have an 8-time Super Bowl champion. Like, that's ridiculous. That just shows you that the Hall of Fame is no longer really a thing based off of merit, off of your how good you do. It's based off of whether the players like you or not. But your bias is supposed to be aside. And that's just going to create a bad precedent in the future. Like they're going to do this is going to be a name that's going to be so possibly considered for the Hall of Fame. And regardless of how colorful his character was, his stats don't lie. Antonio Brown is going to be one of those players that may be a 7th ballot Hall of Famer because of stuff like this. They'll do this for multiple players in the upcoming years. And this is a bad example they selected. Like I don't care how much you hated the man. I couldn't stand the Patriots when I was younger. I made a Facebook group that said New England Patriot haters back in the day. I know, but game recognized game. Bill Belichick should have been up there, whether they like it or not.
Listen. I understand all of that. At the end of the day, the precedence is you cannot cheat during games and think you're going to make first ballot. We could talk about, oh, well, they were fine. They paid the fee. They lost draft picks. Yeah, you were supposed to lose that.
The
You
coaches
were cheating.
themselves at that
You
time said they cheated too. They did things that benefited them. Owners said that too. Like what Bill Belichick and them did, as bad, as gruesome as it was, as diabolical as it was, it's not the first time that this happened. This is the first time that it got caught and exposed the way it did. But this is not the first time that some underhanded tactics were used to win. They gotta stop this capping. I know we're in caps, but nonetheless, they gotta stop this capping.
still, at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, I don't like you, because at the end of the day, they are still making they're still were caught cheating in an actual game. We're not talking about something outside of the game. Say like if you were convicted of or charged with murder in the instance of Ray Lewis. Because Ray Lewis is the first ballot Hall of Famer, and he was charged with murder. Like, he wasn't convicted of it, but he was still charged with it. And he still made first ballot Hall of Fame. Again, it's not like we're condemning, like we're saying you have to be perfect, but at the end of the day, you cheated in an actual NFL game. That, I believe, impacts your legacy as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What's crazy is that the Spygate thing happened before the season even started, and they had to sacrifice a couple of draft picks, and I think there were a couple of suspensions or whatever. But still, they went 16-0 in the regular season afterwards. So there is no way that you're that specific thing stopped them. There are teams that could have won, but the Giants beat them. I just think personally that's still ridiculous. There's no way you're gonna let an 8-time champion wait to get into the Hall of Fame. Like you think it's bad now? If they do this to Brady, the world might freeze over.
Here's my whole thing. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm laughing so the world might freeze over. Um, I was gonna say that they did the same thing in baseball to Barry Bonds. Obviously, it was a more egregious level of quote unquote cheating. Um, they did the same thing to Roger Clemens. They did the same thing to Manny Ramirez. You got to understand that these Hall of Fames are about control. Oftentimes, it's just the media voting that never has played the game, never has coached the game, never has been in the game. All right. Or may have some people that are in the game, potentially. But you got to also further put in perspective that people are going to have their biases and feel some type of way about whatever they feel some type of way about. They felt that they were a cheater then, they're going to feel like they're a cheater now. Right. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity for that to improve. But I am happy with the class as it stands. Larry Fitzgerald 100% deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. One of the greatest wide receivers that's ever played the game and is underappreciated in his career, to be honest with you. Luke Kuechly is honestly a surprise as a first ballot. Not that he's not deserving. He was fantastic as a player. He just had a short career, similar to Patrick Willis. It makes you think that you don't have to play long in the league in order to go to the Hall, right? But then players that played long in the league, like London Fletcher, right, don't go first ballot, which is crazy because of how dynamic London Fletcher was. He was a one-time Pro Bowler, should have made Pro Bowl multiple times. Um, so it's the Hall of Fame is a very interesting conversation in general. I do think that the real question becomes: does it matter if you're first ballot, second ballot, third ballot, or that you make the Hall of Fame? Because once you're in the Hall, they're not going to be like, "Oh, you weren't a first ballot Hall of Famer. You were a fifth ballot Hall of Famer. Did you make the Hall of Fame? Yes. Okay, then we're good." Now, there also should be a Hall of Very Good because a lot of people qualify for that. But the Hall of Fame, as long as you're in there, you're in there. I think debating whether somebody should be first ballot, second ballot, fourth ballot, 12th ballot, or whatever, I think it's varied. And I think the biggest conversation is that did they make it or did they not? Now, should that being said, Bill Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. I don't care what the math tells us. The math, any math that doesn't have him as a first ballot Hall of Famer is incorrect math. Robert Kraft, I can accept him not being a first ballot Hall of Famer, to be honest with you, simply because most owners aren't put in there in the first ballot. Their impact is established differently. Um, but Bill Belichick should 100% be first ballot. That being said, as long as they make the Hall in general, I don't care.
I guess my take is that there is a factor of respect, acknowledging the fact that if you did what you did, there should be no question that as soon as you get the chance to be a part of Hall of Fame, you get it in. Like you don't wait, you don't prolong it. I don't know. I think it's more of a respect thing. I had a conversation with one of my passengers a few days ago about this, and he said it said as long as you get in, to him it doesn't matter. Like consider the fact that you made a lot of money during your time. That should be the main thing that matters. Not when you get in, just if you get in. But the thing is, the fact that you are unanimous or first ballot means that your peers acknowledge you or respected you enough to say that, okay, you were that person. You you deserve to be one of the greats as soon as you get a chance to. Not to just hold off, not to push you aside because of a personal gripe. That because that just shows that's gonna be a factor that prevents you from getting in. Like what if they make it so where he doesn't ever get in because of this? Then we're gonna have a bigger problem. I'm just
I,
saying it's
I
a
think
slippery slope.
I think he gets in. It's just not first ballot. And to answer Mike's question, um, I think the whole general thing is, did you get in the first chance that you could get in the Hall? Like, was your career that dominant, that impactful, that powerful that the moment you were eligible to get in, it was a no-brainer. You're in the Hall of Fame. And I think that's the whole thing about being a first ballot versus second, third, 12th, 40th.
And my bad, I mean to interrupt. Random thought, I just saw this stat and I thought it was a crazy stat, and I think it tied directly to what you're saying. Larry Fitzgerald, who just made the Hall of Fame, in his career, he only had 35 drops in 17 years.
Yeah.
That is a wild stat. That's less than that's a most of 2 drops a season. In a position where you're constantly throwing the ball and going over the middle and over the top, bro. That's a crazy stat. My bad. Go ahead with what you're saying. That just I
And,
saw that. I was
and
like,
like I said, like when it comes to like when we look at like who actually makes the Hall, like when you name the list, again, Larry Fitzgerald is expected to be here. Drew Brees is expected to be here. Like, just like Mike said, like, it's a coin toss for Luke Kuechly, but I believe when he was healthy, he was impactful. So when we talk about first, and keep in mind, Luke Kuechly was not first ballot. So, and I kind of, I talked about this earlier, not on a podcast or nothing like that, but I talked about this, I think, last year when he was snubbed for his pick. And I was like, he doesn't belong in there because he was often injured. I believe he gets it probably next year, but not that year because, again, he was injured a lot. For Frank Gore, he was amazing as a 49ers runner, but it wasn't first ballot material. Because keep in mind, he was on that San Francisco team that was going 2-13. I mean, 2-12, 1-14, 1-15. They were 4-12 a year or two. Like the 49ers used to be very bad in the early 2000s. So let's pump the brakes on a lot of stuff. Adam Vinatieri, he was with the Patriots and the Colts. He was with the Colts at first, and they won one Super Bowl. I think he was with the Colts back when Peyton was starting to be dynamic, and then switched over to the Patriots, and then they started winning a lot. So, like I said, you got to take context into stuff. Like you switching over to the Colts, that plays into it. But again, we'll see. Like I said, I think they cook with the Hall, so we'll just see what happens next year. All right, that's our whistle for today, but the game never really ends. Thank you for spending time with us, sharing your opinions, passion, and a love for sports that goes beyond the scoreboard. If you like what you heard, subscribe, follow, share, and join the conversation. Until next time, stay competitive, stay curious, and keep loving the game.